what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. This is LoreForged, the podcast for Ashes of Creation. We are your hosts. I am Gibbs, and I'm joined by... who's going to be Noemi, Cash.
Hi. Hi, everybody. I've had a very, very long week, and I came to one conclusion. I don't want to adult anymore.
I don't want to adult anymore. Isn't that the truth? Oh, my gosh. Oh, amen to that, brother. And Sonny Ravencourt's here.
The marathon is a go at this point. We are going to send it. If I die, I've had a good run.
If I die, I've had a good remember me.
That's right. The run is, it sounds like a pun, but I'm truly meaning that I've had a long enough life to feel like I accomplished enough. Because it is possible that I don't return from Des Moines.
Oh my gosh.
I know, right? Like scenic Des Moines for a marathon.
What? So like, where's this at? Is it like through a foresty area? Like how does...
No, I'm pretty sure it's just right downtown.
You do not have a hair on your manhood if you don't just scream, I'm going on an adventure! As soon as they freaking blow the whistle, dude, you have to do it.
You should wear full Bilbo cosplay.
No,
you can
my
be
God,
that guy.
I'm like, I might not survive this. I'm not going to go dressed as a hobbit. Imagine that death.
It would be memorable.
Bro, have Kelly, have her record everything right at the beginning. She didn't have to record the end, but I want to see that part. The juice is worth the squeeze to me.
Sonny, and just think about it. If you die, he disappeared. We lost Sonny. Where'd Sonny go? If he dies, he gets immortalized forever.
If he dies, we're putting out applications for a third person on the show.
Oh, well, Sonny will be back. Technical difficulties. So anyway, oh, look, he's back again.
He's back.
He's back. He's back in the flesh.
We've had serious goblins tonight. This is Ashes of Creation, I think, is really sending the goblins at us hard this week.
It's part of Alpha 2.
They're
testing everybody.
We're testing. Oh, we're testing. Why did I not think of this?
This is called reverse testing. And what they're doing is it's like the reverse 911 system where they call you. That's what they're doing to all of our systems right now.
Oh my God. JB lost it in the pre-show. I had you guys freeze up on the Discord. That has like literally never happened to me before. I feel like every dude that's ever said that line, that's not good.
Yeah.
It's the first time it's ever happened to me.
It comes in threes too, so I guess I'm pretty effed.
Yeah, you're on the way.
Short knocker. Dude, I love that what was it, jack-o'-lantern you got behind you. That dude's awesome looking in the spirit.
I do. It has transitioned from pumpkin stupid season, which is where you get all those fancy drinks, to actually this Halloween season. This is the season of Demontide, friends. So I have a jack-o'-lantern right there, and Sonny's probably drinking a pumpkin spice latte.
I wish I had one yesterday.
You did? Another one?
I did. Yeah, I did. I went to I was working, and we went to the store, and there was a Starbucks in the store. And I was like,
that's
you know what?
Target. That's what that is.
We're taking it was actually it's in the grocery stores in Iowa. And I said, you know what? We're taking some me time. We can get ourselves a small a PSL, as they call it. You know,
no one calls it that. Who calls it that?
Oh, they call it that.
Who's they?
Me and the engineer that was driving me that also enjoys these.
I was going to say, how do you survive the antics in a fire station after ordering a PSL?
I think everybody knows who I am at this point. There's just no hiding it anymore, right? Like, I'm building a droid. I've got a podcast about a video game. I wear a bow tie on camera without any sort of level of shame. And I'm ordering pumpkin spice lattes. Like, there's just no room for them to make fun of me anymore. Like, I clearly don't care.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. You know what?
Okay.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah,
that's
I
awesome.
own it. I've said that for a long time because being in the same business, there's just a bunch of manly dudes and you can't hide your nerd. And it's funny because whenever like any questions come up about like Lord of the Rings or Wheel of Time or definitely Star Wars. Like, I'm the one that gets pinged all the time at work. They're like, hey, dude, I was watching this and I was wondering if, this was that. And then this was on top of that. And then what about that? What about when he says this? And I have the answers. So they ask. It's like, okay. So I don't hide it anymore either.
Yeah, right. Like you're going to go crazy. You're going to go crazy if you try to hide who you are for 30 years. Like, it's just not going to work. They got to figure it out.
Oh yeah.
And I played in Homecoming all weekend long, and I play the cymbals. I've always played the cymbals. I auditioned for the cymbals in college for the University of Iowa drumline. It's all I wanted to play. And then after the first year, they're like, so, are you going to try to play something else next year? You want to play bass drum? You want to take your chances on tenors or snare? I'm like, no, I don't. I want to play cymbals. So I played cymbals all through college. And now I go do the alumni band, just play cymbals. Like it's my thing. I love it. And I don't know, like, to just throw that on, like, that's like an entire another thing now. So they see me, marching down the street after the fire truck, because we are quite literally after the fire truck, the alumni band. And so there I am with my cymbals.
Oh my God. And you get the last word. Like, that is so true to your soul. You get the last word, even when you're playing an instrument. It's like, da, 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 all this beautiful triumphant music coming through. And then you just hear something.
Boom, just the earth-shattering sound of two 20-inch plates just detonating a child's head right on the parade route.
Oh man.
I can just see the tweets. I can see the tweets now. It took them 47 minutes to talk about Ashes of the Creations.
Please leave a review.
Oh man. Well, again, thank you everyone so much for tuning in and taking time out of your day to push play. We sure do appreciate you. This again is LoreForged for Ashes of Creation. And today on the show, we're going to be doing a roundtable discussion on the character creator. Dun dun dun. That's a big thing in MMOs, so we're going to talk about it. Also, we're answering some mail and a whole lot more. But gentleman, before we get started, we have a very important event that means near and dear to our hearts coming up on November 4th. Cash.
Yes, it is. Do not forget, my friends. I got to make sure I got the time right, too. Anyway, November 4th, 2023. Did we say it was 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. EST?
It is 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. EST.
Okay. So erase the last 4.6 seconds of your life, and I'm rechanging it in the notes. So from noon to 8 p.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time, if you don't do the abbreviations, we are going to be doing our extra live stream, my friends. And this year, super special, we are doing a one-shot D&D style campaign in the area of Vera. And every single dime that we get is going directly to Rady Children's Hospital in San Diego, California, because they're closest to Intrepid. And I know that's the hospital that they support as well. So we're very, very proud to support Rady's. And if you want to join our team, we've never done Extra Life, you guys. It's super, super cool. Every single penny goes to children's hospitals for a very, very worthy cause. If you want to join LoreForged, anybody is welcome to do so. Help us fundraise. Go to extra-life.org and search LoreForged. And you'll see our logo. Join our team.
Yes, we are all extremely excited about that. That is going to be a blast. We are, I don't know if we're all role players at heart, but we certainly do get down with some of this tabletop stuff. It's like a weird thing that I don't think we really realized how much we were going to enjoy it until we started doing it. And then to be able to try to do it in Vera is going to be both a challenge and just a blast. So I'm very excited about that.
Yeah,
I got my costume.
You did?
Ooh.
Yep. I'm not saying what it looks like, but it's going to be pretty damn cool.
I can't wait. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I'm working on this Monday. It's like my day job. Monday through Friday, I'm working on this every single day, getting it ready. And everyone come watch. It's going to be a good time. We're going to be in Vera and stuff is going to happen.
And stuff is gonna happen. That's like the best way to describe any sort of tabletop event, right? Like stuff's gonna happen. Okay.
Oh,
It could be anything.
did we? But real quick before we move on, did we tell the people that as we hit donation marks that there's going to be, I forget what we're calling them. I don't think we have a name yet, but basically things that will happen in the quest as we reach donation marks.
We're still working on those.
Okay.
I was driving in the car today. I have some insane ideas for some spins that are going to happen to the way that we play the game when we hit certain milestones.
Oh,
Perfect.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Super.
shake up the snow globe on donations.
Yes. It's going to be
like it.
Perfect.
yummy.
All right. Cool.
Okay. Are we ready to do a mailbag question?
Ooh, yeah.
Fun facts. I was doing a stream today on Twitch, and I was playing Traveler's Rest. I stream under the Ashes of Creation banner because anybody that wants to come in and talk about Ashes of Creation, obviously we are LoreForged. We love that. And the game that I'm playing is like building a tavern, and so it's just pretty chill, and we talk about stuff. And GibbsDestroyr had a good question, and it kind of froze me because I didn't know the answer, and I started to look it up, and I'm like, you know what, Gibbs, you just made the show because this is a good question, and we're doing a show tonight, and I thought, well, it's not, he didn't technically mail it to me, but he hit enter, and so here we are. So the question that he had was, can you go to a freehold in Ashes of Creation and purchase the raw materials in the area from the freehold, since I don't plan to have a mastery in gathering? So I'm going to let Cash take a lot of this because Cash helped me find a lot of the answers to this particular question. But the immediate thought for me was, okay, freeholds are designed around areas of raw materials. This we know, and it will be different in different areas, right? Like we're hoping, I guess we don't know for sure, but that the map doesn't have all the different kinds of raw materials in all the different places, right? We think that it's going to be sort of regionalized and things like that. And so you're going to put your freehold there, which will attract people to the area. But whether or not you can actually sell people those raw materials that are in that place, in case they don't want to, say, drag around a mining pick and go get them themselves, was something that I just did not know the answer to and couldn't really find it. So Cash, help me out on this.
So it is a great question because it's not something that you can just like willy-nilly look up, but like if you start to think about some of the systems in the game and how the game is designed, it does lend well to answering the question. So even though we did look up some stuff and we talked a little bit about freeholds and stuff and how you can access those, and freeholds, although they're going to be relatively rare, I think they were saying, if we have a server size that's about 10,000 folks playing on that server, there will be in the low thousands, so about 1/10 of the people will be able to own a freehold. And owning a freehold is not an easy task. There's a lot of things that are going to need to be done in order to get that freehold. So if you have a freehold, you have the ability to have a family, which is 9 people, 9 of your closest friends / family members that you can authorize to have access to that freehold, like more access than anybody else's. Regular players will have access to freeholds, but they won't have like all the rights to the freehold. So don't worry, I'm getting to answering your question. I promise. I'm just long-winded. So in acquiring those raw materials, freehold businesses as structures can be placed on those freeholds. Now, if the freehold business owner does choose to stock their business with the items you need, then yes, you absolutely can get those raw materials from the freehold. The other way you can do it is the auction house. There will be an auction house attached to the node where materials from that node, from the area of that node, that zone of influence, will be available for purchase. That may be your best option. However, there is another option that leads very well into guilds. It would be a great idea for you to partner up. And trust me, we have the time to do this partnering up right now while the game is not out. Find a partner who is going to specialize in either the gathering profession or the crafting profession that best marries your chosen profession or gathering profession. So what I'm saying is, if Sonny chooses to be a grandmaster leather worker, and that's what he's going to do, and I happen to be a grandmaster gatherer, I can go get the materials that he needs, have them processed, and then bring those to him to make me the material or make me the items that I need. So what I'm saying is, get a gathering buddy or get a crafting buddy. And that is probably the best way to get the materials that you need. And it just plays so well into guilds. And this is what I love about the game, is that this is built directly into the game systems that you're going to have to work with other players to make these things happen. And I think that is just such a beautiful marriage in this MMO, is to have buddies and people that you rely upon. And crafters and gatherers who are good at their craft, they will be recognized in this game. And that is such a beautiful thing. It's happened in the past. It's going to happen again.
Oof, man, I agree 1,000%. You know, as I read this question, it brings to mind a lot of how I've been thinking lately regarding Ashes, because I mean, we haven't seen Naval yet, right? But we can probably expect it to be, pretty awesome.
Sonny will show you his navel. Gross, but that's not the one you're talking about.
No, not that one. It's too much hair. Well, the best part is he didn't even hear it. He didn't even hear the insult. Yeah. Yes.
What happened? I went to close my windows because the cicadas were so loud. All of a sudden, I come back and you're making fun of me.
Kelly's here.
Oh, great.
She'll let you know.
Oh, great. Perfect. That'll help my anxiety.
So, this is a reoccurring thought that I have just about weekly, especially lately, of how am I going to play this game? Like, it's just so vast, so large, and meanwhile, while I haven't seen how the naval system is going to be, which is also very enticing for me, the other part of me, so where Sonny wants to have his own freehold, wants to have his own tavern, for me, truthfully, like I'm going somewhere with this, just follow me. What I really I feel like I need to preface that. But anyway, for me, it's really, I want to own a shop, and I really want to sell my goods in a shop. That like a bit full on, just legitimate business. And one thing I would love to do is to have a gentleman's agreement with, whether it's people from the guild or people from like close friends like you two, where I will take your goods that you want sold from my location that becomes a regular location where people can shop, and you'll get paid your gold plus, I don't know, maybe I take like a small percentage, just so that way to help you move your items as well, in addition to the trading post. You may get better.
We've already talked about you selling my skins, and you said nothing about some kind of a tax.
Yeah,
on top of that,
taxes are life, bro.
Okay, all of a sudden,
it's good enough for America. It's good enough
Dwarfs
for
gotta eat.
Yeah,
dwarfs gotta eat.
I gotta work on this thing, man. This gut. If I'm gonna be a dwarf,
freaking dwarfs, freaking rumblebelly.
So I got a question about the auction house thing. Now, the auction house, like, there can be an auction house associated with the node if the node gets big enough, but there's not always an auction house with like a freehold or a node, right?
I don't know. I think you have a lot of great questions, Sonny.
I think the answer is, I don't think so. I think that it has to reach a certain point in order to get that kind of stuff.
You're talking the node has to progress to a certain level in order for an auction house to be available.
Correct.
That I believe is definitely
yes. And the auction house isn't the only type of situation for selling things. Like there's been conversation about player stalls and other things like that. Like player stalls are a real ESO type of situation where you'd have your real regionalized selling place for something like that. And I think that sounds a lot more like JB's general goods, right? Like that sounds like that, where he's putting stuff up for sale, and then other people could put stuff up for sale. The point to all of this is that the freehold is going to be awesome, right? Like, absolutely, it's just going to be great if you can get a family. And man, like in my opinion, you're going to have to, because I don't think that any single person, including myself, is going to be able to pull this off. It's just going to take so many resources to be able to get yourself one of these freeholds. But that's like the dream, right? For us to be able to have a place where people want to go. Oh, yeah. And then to have, stuff for sale there. And if the best processing and the best crafting and things are going to be happening there, and you have a tavern and you have bonuses that you can make for it. Like, it's a system that does not exist in other games. I've never seen anything like this. And it is just, I have very, very high hopes for it.
People are going to have to know life for those at the beginning. I mean,
it's legit possible. Yeah.
I mean, you're going to have to really go all, and like you said, having a family is very important, especially like, and Cash and I, we've already talked like, hey, our goal is to get Sonny that tavern. That's the main goal right off the bat. We can all get in there, get you your tavern, and just see what happens, and then I'll buy it for a low price whenever you go vacant. Like it'll be a wonderful time.
But that doesn't mean I'm throwing this gauntlet down right now. Like, that is our plan, is for you to have your freehold. But that doesn't mean that you just like get to willy-nilly just go do your thing, and then you get to show up in the evening every third day drunk on pumpkin spice latte, like,
show up,
hey, where are all my materials, you guys? Like, bro, we're legitimately gonna call you at like 9 o'clock at night after you've gone to bed for the evening, because you're old like me. Be like, bro, get your butt in here. We need you to, I don't know, open this store. We need you to, put something on the auction, something. There's going to be one of those types of games, friends, where you're going to get the late night, I'm in effing bed, you guys, text message from your friends because some stuff's going down and you need to get to your damn computer.
Okay. We gotta like take a beat on this, right? Like, the freehold is so huge that this is the other advantage to not doing it by yourself, right? You have processing buildings, you have crafting buildings, you have an auction house, you have stars, you have other stuff. Like, I want a tavern. I didn't say I wanted to run a whole node unless I'm mayor. But if that happens, then, we can deal with that. This is like, it's going to be a communal event, right? Like, there's going to be a lot going on with something like this.
Just so we're aware, Sonny, if you're wanting my vote, there will be payment.
Hey, that's only if I run a democratic one, right? You could, if you think you're a tough guy, you can go find yourself a military node.
You want to go on PvP?
You can go fight yourself to the top, and we'll see how neckbeard you can get against some of these other people.
Well, not neckbeard enough.
Based on last week, we already know that you pick flowers and battlegrounds. So
right. Yeah, I'm going to be that. Very little help for you.
But what I'm saying is that, or at least my thought process in this is, you have to start somewhere. So you start by running a tavern, you start talking to the peeps, and eventually your peeps, they convince you to run for local politics. You run for local politics, you become, say, I don't know what you would call it. Maybe you become like the czar of the water department. And you start there, and they're like, he did a
water department.
He did a great job with the water. And then it moved on to, I don't know, maybe you become the czar of education, and eventually you're going to be the freaking mayor. I'm laying out your career in Ashes of Creation right now, live on the show, because I cannot think of picture or dream of a better mayor of a node than you. And that is a compliment. You should accept the nomination and just FDF right now.
There's no place in this gameplay experience that we're about to have where he does not eventually run for mayor. And there's no place where he does not get it at some point.
We gotta get to the right node. We gotta find the node. It's all about the nodes. How many nodes were there? Like 100? Something like that?
I truthfully, genuinely have faith that I know economically we'd be just fine. I know we'd see great growth. You know, I mean, whatever payment he's taking under the table, that's fair game for, you know, debate. But, you know, like at the end of the day, like I know everything's A-okay. Truthfully, I
can you imagine the fun we're going to have with the political ads when it gets close to that?
Yes.
Oh, we're running ads.
It's going to be fire.
Sunny for mayor. Never have a cloudy day again. Dude, you're going to be a banger. You are going to be a banger of a mayor.
Oh, man.
So we're doing this.
We got to do like political infomercials live on the show. Oh, man.
I can't wait for the negative ads on the other people. Right? Like where it just goes gray and black. It's like, I saw him kick a chicken.
And I will be whispering in your ear, like right behind your throne.
That's right. Oh, man. That's right. Oh, goodness. Well, they got their money's worth. Gibbs, I know you're here in chat. By the way, everyone, we're streaming live on twitch.tv/LoreForged HQ. You can always follow us on our socials at LoreForged HQ to find out when we're streaming. Come join and be a part of the live show. Gibbs, that one's for you, bud. Oh, that is awesome. Gentlemen, there's something I want us to be able to dive into before we get too late in the show, and that is the character creator in MMOs. Now, this coming to us from the AshesOfCreation character creator Alpha 2 update stream that they had quite some time ago. In fact, we're talking over 1 year ago at this point. And we've seen a lot of character creators come and go. We've seen it with MMOs. I'm just going to call on all the ones that we've played, just kind of bring them back to memory. World of Warcraft, Star Wars: The Old Republic, Arcade, Black Desert Online, WildStar, and then most recently New World. And I think that's really the ones that we've played, like in a big way, like big releases over the last 10 years. But we've seen a lot of different MMOs. And guys, I really don't know the right way to open this up, so I'm just going to open it up. And Sunny, we're going to start here with you. Like, when you think MMO character creator, what aspects of this do you find most exciting, and like what role does character creation play in your overall immersive experience?
It's enormous. I mean, it's enormous, and it's also highly, highly stressful. And I have like a whole system in my household where I create a character, and it involves Kelly. It always involves Kelly because I have a lot of difficulty making decisions when it comes to this. And apparently I'm also very bad at it. So she comes in and basically course corrects me on all of my character creations because I typically play a female character. And for some reason, all my female characters, after I'm done creating them, look like some sort of transitional phase of Michael Jackson. And then she comes in and makes them look like actual human beings. So this is a whole thing that has gone on. This has quite literally gone on for decades, okay? Through all of those games, the more in-depth the character creator, the more time that we have to spend on it. But like you said, you know, think of all of the games that we've done, and no matter how far back we go on these things, like Warcraft, the original Warcraft, vanilla Warcraft, you were picking between different face shapes. And we thought at the time, it's like, oh, look at how cool this is, and look at how real this is. And oh, I'd never pick that. I'd never pick that face. You know, I have to go with this face. And you look at it back now and you're like, are these 8 or 16 pixels per face? You know, it's so ridiculous, but it's only gotten better. But the concept of it has not changed at all. It is an enormous part of all of our MMO experiences. I don't think I'm speaking out of turn when I say that. I know it is a huge, huge part of my MMO experience, and it takes like a whole family to make the decision, because I know that once I pick the thing, that I'm going to have this person forever. I don't really roll alts. I am a one character sort of player. I will take that one character, and unless something is really not working for me, that will be the only character I play for a very long time, like years. So it's an enormous part of the process.
That's fair. You know, I think for me, it's very different. So actually, you know what? Before I even dive in, Cash, I know for a fact that you spent... In fact, we have spent many a time in Discord for 2 hours trying to nail. In fact, I went and had dinner and came back, and you were still trying to decide on the name for said character. But character creation for you is important, would be an understatement.
You're being awfully judgy.
Is my high elf showing right now?
I'm just throwing that out there. Like you're being incredibly judgy about how I do character creation.
I'm not sure he can be judgy enough on this.
He's not wrong, though. I'll freely admit that in a lower tone than I normally would talk, but he's correct. He's incredibly correct, because, friends, I role play my damn character from the second I think of his life beginning and all the things that he's gone through in his life.
And he's emotional about it.
You don't know that he grew up on the streets most of the time, broken home. So yeah, I spend an inordinate amount of time working on my character. The part that goes relatively quickly is the building of the actual character's face and what they look like. And it really depends on the complexity of the character creator. The more complex, obviously, the more time I'm going to take, but I always have something in mind. And that something in mind usually becomes long, pointy, knife-looking ears with a bald head and green eyes. And why? Because, well, let me just take my headphones off and just share with you all that I am the human version of about as elf as you can freaking get. And I always roll a character that looks something like myself. And I don't necessarily think that that's a weird thing, because everybody wants to play the more heroic, muscular, just completely CrossFit, ripped out freaking version of you in a fantasy setting, except for Sunny, because he plays females that usually have a pumpkin spice latte somewhere in their inventory.
They're redheads too.
We won't go into redheads. You're soulless. But anyway, I admittedly take a freaking long time in character creators, because I just really, really enjoy that process. The hardest part for me truly is the name. So if it's a game like AshesOfCreation that we're waiting years for it to come out, I'm going to have that name already fleshed out and ready to rock. But in other games that I play, I really take a lot of time to consider the name and the look of the character, mostly the name, because you are going to be staring at that for thousands of hours. I've come to grips with that. So the games that I think for me have really hit home runs with it are lately. I'll go lately first. Baldur's Gate 3 crushed the character creator. It was absolutely beautiful, wonderful. It was a great experience all the way up until I got to the part where I could actually design my dude's junk. I don't feel like I need to design his junk. Super cool that you added that in. I really don't see the need for that. But I got a damn good kick out of it. I called my wife over for that one, and I took a crap ton of screenshots. And will I just say this without fear of being canceled immediately, is that there is a definite difference between the junk of an elf and the junk of a dwarf.
How far down the rabbit hole did you go once you figured out? Are we talking like a slider, or were there presets, or what's going on here?
There were some presets, and I didn't like go too far down it to where like I was really getting into the intricacies of like all the ridges and stuff. But I did have active laughter happening at every second of the attention I was paying to it. It was just pure freaking laughter. And there were may or may not have been a few of us sending text messages back and forth for screenshots of dwarf junk. I'm just throwing it out there. So I just don't think that that is necessary. I think somewhere in between Baldur's Gate and Black Desert Online is probably a very, very happy medium. I don't need to grab the corner of a cheek and like pull out every little bit of angle and stuff, but if I have a really good amount of options for what faces can look like that's my game. I would absolutely love that.
Cash.
For me specifically, this is going to get crazy here specifically for 1 second, but I am sorry, bald is non-effing negotiable. It has to be a thing. I'm sorry. I am bald. I own this. I own the crap out of this, you guys. So
is there games where bald is not an option?
Yes, yeah. They're definitely. Really? And you want to see me not play those games? I will not play those games. I am that much of a sandbox, freaking crying, whining, complaining tantrum maker if bald is not an option. So please, this is not a wall of crazy. This is a plea from somebody who loves games and really loves Ashes. Effing bald is non-negotiable.
Cash, can you imagine Sonny discovering that you can edit the junk in Baldur's Gate 3?
Nope.
Remember when Sonny was streaming Grand Theft Auto 4 when he was under Sonny's diner? And he didn't understand why this woman was getting in his car. And why the car started shaking.
That high-heeled shoe icon was very deceiving. It was not out of the realm of possibility that there were just a lot of shoe stores in Los Angeles.
Sonny, if she gets in your car, you are paying her.
I was shocked. I was appalled. I wrote a sternly worded letter to Rockstar.
I'm crying
after that experience.
Oh, goodness. I can just imagine. You know, for me, when I think of character creator, so when I know there's a barber in the game, a la World of Warcraft, it's important to be upfront in how they look, but I know once I get enough gold, I can just dip right over and, have a barber do me up real nice. Give me that sweet waxed mustache or that clean head shave. I mean, if I want to. And so when I know that there's stuff like that, and I'll be honest, I'm completely naive to know whether or not there will be that option in Ashes of Creation. If not at launch, I'm sure it will come in at a later time, having a barber. But, that definitely, I would definitely love to see that in the game. And, whenever it's clearly very important to all of us when it comes to character creation in this game. And when you go back and you watch their first look on the Alpha 2 character creator, you really, especially in Cash, I'm going to go to you with this because I know for sure you and I both dove in on Black Desert Online for a brief moment recently, probably within the last 6 to 8 months. That character creator, in a lot of ways, still has set the standard for MMO character creation because of how you can truly manipulate that character. How you can just make them your own. And Ashes truly is trying to, I think, capture that as well.
And I am 1,000% on board with them capturing something similar to that. And I do know that was it's inspiration for them in their own character creator. That character creator is incredibly deep. And I don't feel that we necessarily need something that deep. However, if they do make it that deep, make the interface easier to deal with than Black Desert Online's. It was a little bit difficult to muddle through how that one worked.
Yeah.
There were just so many different sliders, and then you would get the just the scale lines and stuff on the face, and like every little tiny piece could be tweaked. And it's great because you truly can make a character that is precisely what you want. The one feature that I really did enjoy about Black Desert Online is you have the ability to upload your character's look after you create it to, I don't know if it's the server, if it's the system, but other people have the ability to see different builds and go, I like that look right there. It looks amazing. And they can choose that if they like the look of your character. Now, that's kind of like going out and getting a tattoo and then having the tattoo artist take your design and like put it up on the wall for somebody else to use. I don't want that. Trust me, paid enough damn money for this stuff. I don't want anybody else having the same exact stuff that I have. So I don't know how other people feel about having a system like that where you could literally copy another person's build, but I really thought that was pretty cool in Black Desert. The last thing that I'll say on this, unless prompted otherwise, I really, really, really want and hope for tattoos in this game. I love different tattoos, whether they are, especially sleeve tattoos. Obviously, I like sleeve tattoos. I would love for that to be an option for character builds to where we can choose different types, and they can be racially designed. They can be designed after religions or whatever you want in the game that is lore centric. Awesome. But tattoos, I think, huge must for me. Not bigger than bald, but a big must.
I think that the racial tattoo idea is definitely in the wheelhouse for me. That one makes a lot of sense. And I just think of the Nakua, right? Like, how do you have the Nakua without tribal Maori tattoos, right? It's got to be there. It just has to be there. But then you don't want to have those same tattoos available to a high elf. It doesn't make any sense, right? So I would like them to be different like that. I think that the chat has kind of come to a consensus that if you have character creation that is as deep as like a Black Desert Online, or for example, I'm playing a Bethesda game right now. I'm playing Starfield. And Bethesda games are known for this as well, where you can just like adjust like eyebrow angle and little tiny, features and lower and raise foreheads and all of this other stuff. And it can get so overwhelming that to be able to have some presets or like a wide variety of acceptable looks for people that don't want to do this, you got to have that. If you're going to go deep and have those tools, that's fine. And we love it. But you also have to then have a robust preset system with maybe like 20 different preset things that don't look like, they've got serious problems. Because sometimes the random generator is just not what you're looking for.
Oh God, I've seen some terrible builds on that random generator. And you'll sit there for like half an hour just going, nope.
Yeah, it's just like, oh God, no, why? How did this happen?
Why does he look like he got ran over by a truck?
Who did this to you?
Well, the other thing, real quickly, the other thing that it does allow people to do is it allows people to troll. I mean, I know you guys have seen this. I just have such a hard time with people who troll, and they will make the most terrible looking character that they possibly can. It just looks like a mutant. And I have such a deep-seated concern for people who do stuff like that and ruin my emotion. Don't do that, please.
I feel like
nuts.
I feel like Mass Effect was one of those ones, right? Like Mass Effect was just a game that you had more than average people trolling the character creator on that one. You know what? One of the hardest things for me is hair, is designing hair on these characters, because you can't adjust it. It has to be a preset. It is in every game I've ever played.
Black Desert.
Was Black Desert? Could you actually like adjust hair?
Yes, length, and you can adjust. You can adjust like color if you want highlights. And dude, I'm telling you, it is gnarly deep.
The color is in all of them, right? Like the color changes, and that's fine. And some of them are really cool. Like Warcraft now has a thing with multi-colors, like sort of shades of like silvers and purples and things like that, and that's cool. But usually you're stuck with some sort of style, and I don't know what it is about me and Kelly. We look at these things and there'll be like 100 different hairstyles, and it feels like only 3 of them are usable for us. And the other ones are just like, nope, can't have any of those. And so then you're down to it, and we'll narrow it down and we'll flip back and forth and we'll do stuff like this. And it's like a whole thing. So, I mean, in answer to your question about the character generator, I think that in summary, 1, we all love it. We will spend a ridiculous amount of time doing it, but then in the big picture, it will be like a heartbeat compared to the amount of time that we actually spend with the character. So however much time we're going to spend with it will be worth it. The name is enormous, although I almost always go with Sunny Ravencourt or some sort of variation thereof, and I get angry if I can't. So then I have to come up with like another name, and there's like a few stock ones that the family has that we will go with, but that's like the difference between you and me. You always have I don't know how JB does it specifically, but I know that Cash has like a long, he's out there with a thesaurus, and he's looking through like an almanac to try to find historical figures and all this other stuff, and I'm just like,
wrong.
It's like, can I get Sunny Ravencourt? Is that possible? Great. Primary character, Sunny Ravencourt. And then sometimes, even if I go to a secondary character, I will delete that first character and make the second one Sunny Ravencourt, which has got to make you just lose sleep thinking about. But that is just such an enormous thing. And then just have some presets for the people that don't live like us. For the people that are not crazy about this, like we are, you got to give them something. We'll spend forever in there, and it'll be great, and it'll be fine. But just give something for the people that are not insane like us.
Yeah, and we've all had that same sentiment about having some type of an option to go super deep, but also some generic stuff for folks that just don't care, because there are those people out there that just, they'll type in Fluxers as a name or whatever. And then just hit the random character generator.
And Cash, I know how much you enjoy going down the road and meeting up with XX Bong Slayer 69XX to help him out with his quests.
That's my first PK. Telling you that right now. I'm gonna kill you, and I might even kill you twice. And I'll log off until my corruption's gone, and I'll log back on, but I'll feel great.
Oh, Gone Crazy back soon says, I think there has to be a balance. Too much in the creator will overwhelm some people, and too little will make it less immersive and customizable. I agree, there has to be good balance. And judging by the video that we've been able to see so far, there's depth, but it's not like, hey, you're gonna get literally lost here. FYI, take the afternoon off of work because you're not leaving for a while. So there definitely has to be that balance. And I think that until we test it, like, we won't know for sure, right? But, like from what we're seeing, it's definitely looking good. And I'm sure we'll actually probably revisit this, especially after, Alpha 2 comes out.
I have a wall of crazy idea. For... Okay.
Yes. Fun fact.
Okay. First of all, somebody, who was it in our Discord that had the idea of us actually keeping track of the wall of crazy in the LoreForged Discord? Because we need to do this.
It's a new member. Hang on, I'll find it.
Okay, you guys find that, and I'm going to tell you what the wall of crazy idea is for me.
Test Pilot 85.
Test Pilot 85 is like, okay, why do we not have a wall of crazy in the Discord? And I'm like, this is a great idea, right? Like, so simple. We're going to put this on there. We're going to start, and we might even go back through other shows and listen for the wall of crazy ideas. Here's the wall of crazy idea. If you have a confirmed subscription to this game, the day before the game comes out, you can log in, not play the game, but have a whole day or two to do the character creator. You can get your name. You have to have a subscription, right? Like, you have to be in there for a month. so that you don't get like an influx of people that aren't playing the game that just like crowd the place. But before anybody plays the game, you get time to be able to spend on this thing. You're not rushed. You know you can't play the game anyways. You can get in there and you can really play around with the character creator before the game even launches.
Oh yeah.
Can you feel the love tonight? I'm throwing out the Phil Collins right now, because that is gamers designing a game that know what they love. They know what gamers want. Can you feel the love tonight? I can feel it. Thank you, Intrepid. Please make this happen. I will be so freaking happy.
Look at the chat. The chat is like, yes, we want this.
Yes.
There's never been a game that's done that for that intent, like that purpose. You know what I mean? Like they've let people come in and create their characters, reserve your name, which I know Ash is going to let you reserve your name, but not like that, I don't think.
Dragon Age. Dragon Age back in the day allowed you to come in and create your character and save your character. It was an entirely different download, and you could save your character. And then when you made your character, when the game launched, you can upload that build.
Import them.
Yes.
Didn't Neverwinter do that? Didn't they do something similar? I think we played one. Was that? Hang on. I'm sorry. I may be getting ahead of myself. Was Dragon Age, did that come out during our time in Mog Nation?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's what it was then.
One of the Dragon Ages did. There was a series. There was 3 of them, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the original. The original allowed you to do that because everybody was so freaking fired up about that game when it got announced. And when they did that, everybody was like, wait, what?
You know,
and it was awesome.
It's things like that just little things. And granted, I'm not taking away from the technical aspect it'd take to, implement all that stuff, whatever. It's the little things like that that really resonates with the community. The little things like that means a lot. It's no different than a content creator. When a content creator gets shown on a video for 5 seconds from the official from the company on for instance, most recently, Stakeno comes to mind. I love seeing Stakeno on the most recent video that Steven Sharif tweeted out. Such a good dude. So stoked when he saw that, when I got to see that. Like how little of a thing that was, how much it means to the people that are creating for you, how much it means to your community when you go out of your way to say, hey, we're going to give you 24 hours in the character creator. Go ahead and get your name and be ready for launch day. Like, how much does...
a party.
Oh, dude, it means everything.
It's a total party.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the party? We'd be on the stream for 18 straight hours. Just designing characters. And oh, my goodness.
I'm throwing it out there right now. We will have a freaking blasting Discord party if that is a thing. And our characters will probably come out looking pretty effed up because we'll be jacked up, but it'll still be super fun. So let's please do that. Oh my God, a chance to celebrate. Let's do it. Super fun.
Oh,
and you know that is like, you talk about things that make launches special, right? The level of hype to be able to get into things like that and to have all of this stuff. You're going to have community events built around that character creator. You're going to have conversations for weeks with people that are getting together that want to spend time and are talking about what kind of character they plan on making and how they, it's going to be like a whole thing. And there is a real thing in the launch of an MMO where you feel rushed through the character creator because you get on it and you want to play the game and you want to get into the server and you want to do all the stuff. If you can temper that at all with some creative ways of doing this, while at the same time providing a tremendous social opportunity for it, it would just be wins all around. You could put a team of people on this and create a truly epic launch with something like this and provide like a little bit of relief to the players that want to get in there and play this kind of thing.
I feel a little bad because I think I might have effed up. Can you feel the love tonight? Was that Elton John?
No, it's Phil
definitely
Collins.
Not Phil Collins. No.
Okay.
No, it wasn't.
I'm picking up on what chat's putting down, and I apologize, but I will.
Elton John. Elton John.
Was it really?
All right.
That's Elton John.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
we've established it. Cool.
All right, symbol player.
Admitting admitting my mistake.
Not a lot of symbols in that song.
I'm also admitting I am not an Elton John fan, not even in the least. I don't listen to the guy's music, so I probably just heard the song someplace, and I'm really, really sorry that I messed that up. Next time, I'm going to do a Lamb of God reference. All of you are going crushing your own souls.
Oh my gosh. I would love to see you in Elton John cosplay, Cash. Full hair, head of hair and everything.
Yeah, probably. No.
Giant wings, just like
Giant
6-foot wings outside. You got the big glasses. You got
Oh
it
my
all.
gosh. That'd be
Like
awesome.
8-foot platforms, son.
Don't you even think I won't?
Oh, goodness. Well, everybody, thank you so much to everyone who's here on the live show and all of you listening. This was a LoreForged podcast for Ashes of Creation. And if you enjoyed this show, we really want to hear from you. Tell us how we're doing. Is there things you feel like we should add to the show? Things that's like, oh, you loved, you want more of? Tell us by just leaving a review on whatever podcast app you're using. For every 5-star written review that we get on Apple Podcasts, we will read it right here on the show. Of course, Spotify as well when they add them. And whenever it comes down to it, we do have a review today. And this is from Nemesis2699. He says, another glorious podcast to listen through while I'm at work, and the passion all three of you have about the game to just talk and gush over it. Excellent addition to the AOC community. Thank you, Nemesis. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think that's probably one of the best compliments we can get is when somebody says that we're a good addition to the AOC community.
Yeah.
That really that tickles my heartstrings.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it means a lot.
Pretty cool.
Absolutely. So yes, please leave us your review. And by the way, quick note for all of you who were listening on Apple Podcasts, and for some reason the most recent episode didn't come up. That's an Apple thing. We're working through it. Anyway, you can listen to on other platforms, Spotify, all the fun things. The most recent episode is there. You can always call us 516-875-1776. Leave us your voicemails. Keep around a minute or less. We'll play it on the show. And of course, you can email us, loreforgedhq@gmail.com. Cash.
Jumping in real quick before Sonny, just to say, we've been asking for voicemails for a while, guys. We've gotten an out of one.
Yeah,
So
it's a little dusty in there.
I'm putting out the call right now.
Who's going to be the first
Call
one?
the number. It's a super cool number. We're very excited about it.
It's a good number.
It's a good number. Please.
It plays well.
Send us an epic voicemail.
There's got to be an app or something that turns this number into like an acronym or something, right? I can't wait to see what it actually is.
I chose 1776 because that's when America was founded. So there's the behind the show lore.
You guys, we're on episode 11? Aren't we on 11?
Yeah.
We are.
Okay. I'm throwing it out there. And now I'm kind of upset that you guys are that lazy. Send us a damn voicemail. There. Done.
Well, I just ran the number through an app, and it turns out that it spells XX Bongslayer 69XX. So did not see that coming.
Forget it. Don't send a voicemail. We're over it.
Greg, you were there.
We're done. Okay, well, you can find all of our links for all of our stuff at loreforged.com to all of our Ashes content on YouTube. We do the show. We have the whole show on YouTube. So if you're a fan of Apple Podcasts and wonder why the app doesn't work, then go ahead and check it out on YouTube or check it out on Spotify. Our YouTube channel is youtube.com/@LoreForged. Twitch, which yielded one of the questions today for the show, so that's definitely a thing, is at twitch.tv/LoreForgedHQ. And finally, Patreon. For our Patreon patrons, we thank you very, very much. You help make this show possible. You can get all of our content early, including the monthly State of the Owl, which is our After Dark show. And that is at patreon.com/LoreForgedHQ. Cash.
Friends, it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're just a fan of Ashes of Creation, if you've heard some of our other shows, or if you're a content creator, come and join us on our Discord community. It's really cool. We are slowly but surely building a really cool community there, having some discussions and playing games together. We do have a couple of new Discord members I want to mention, Mythic M and Test Pilot 85, who we talked about today, who mentioned that wall of crazy that I think we're going to take them up on.
October.
That's a pretty cool idea for some content that we can make. So we might go ahead and do that. You can follow us on Twitter/X. Follow Gibbs at GibbsIRL. Follow myself at Cash Quests. The Cash is with a K. And follow Sunny at U of Coruscant. And most importantly, don't forget to follow the show at LoreForged HQ for a bunch of updates. And again, hit it at the beginning of the show. We're going to hit it at the end. Don't forget our Extra Life game day is November 4th, 2023. If you want to join our team, go to extra-life.org and search LoreForged. Anybody can join our team and help us raise money for children's hospitals.
Can't wait. It's going to be an awesome time. Please come enjoy the stream. We're going to have a good time raising money to help kids. I can't wait. Every day is prep day. It's going to be awesome. Friends, thank you so much for tuning in. We hope you had a wonderful time. And we'll see you right here next week on LoreForged. Take care, everybody.
Peace, love, and honeybees.
Safe travels, adventurers.